Okay, here I am again. I'm gonna move into something that I don't see much information about on the internet as far as these Idec PLCs. I've actually coaxed some of this information out of Idec tech support and on the forum myself is how I've learned how to do it. I'm going to show you some kind of tricks of getting your PLC on the web. First, we're going to start off just getting you on the actual intranet inside of your own home or office or whatever. And we'll show you how to find out what your IP addresses are, what they mean, how to set them on your PLC, things like that, where everything's talking together. I'll kind of give you a rundown of my setup. I have a FC6A C24 PLC. All of them are connected together with an Idec switch, or all of them. I say I have also an HG3G monitor. It's connected to an Idec switch. From that Idec switch, I have a gateway connected. It's an Ubiquiti. I think it's called a Air something. I don't know. I have to look it up. Air gateway, but anyways, that basically makes my PLC setup wireless. To that, it's going to my router inside of my office wirelessly. And then from my router, my PC is wireless to my router. And basically the way this is set up, I can program my PLC, monitor it or whatever wirelessly, and I can also monitor it on the web page. And probably not this video, but the next video I'll do, I'll actually show you how to get out of the intranet into the internet and back in. That way you can monitor it remotely, like from grandma's house or mother-in-law's house or from your office, anywhere where you can go. You can pull out your tablet or your cell phone or whatever, and we'll be able to get into the web page and actually monitor and turn devices on and off if you want. Like if you wanted to use this for, like I say, like I do in mine, my office turns on my lights. I can turn my lights off and on from work. Eventually I want to actually hook my HVAC up to it in here. That way I can turn on my air conditioner before I get home from work and have my office already cooled off. But anyways, that's a different story. But just things like that. I want to show you how to get into it. All right, there's a few things you need to do first. You need to go on your PC. I want to go down here. All right, this should be kind of basic stuff. Type in CMD. That's going to bring up your command prompt. Hit enter. All right, type in IP config config/ALL. That's going to bring up all of your IP configurations. Okay, so what you're looking for is right here where it says wireless LAN. This is your wireless network, all right? Wireless LAN adapter Wi-Fi, not the local area network, wireless LAN Wi-Fi. Okay, you'll see here my default gateway, that 192.168.0.1. These are things you want to take note of. That default gateway, that is actually your router's IP address. So when we get into port forwarding, you'll need to know that, because that's how you're going to have to log into your router to do the port forwarding portion, is through that IP address. Okay, your IPv4 address right here is 192.168.0.11. That's actually the IP address of my PC. Okay, you need to make that a static IP address. You can either do it in your PC or you can do it on my PC. I've left it dynamic, but I have my router set up where it always gives my PC that 192.168.0.11. So when I'm in my office, it is always this, because this is the IP address my router gives my PC. Okay, you can go type in network. Network and sharing center. Let me drag this over here where you can see it. Network and internet. Oop, wrong one, sorry. This also kind of the same thing, gives your IPv4 address stuff, but this is actually something else. That's going to be, that was my actual wired connection. Change adapter settings. All right, Wi-Fi right here. This is your wireless. This is your wired. Ethernet is wired. Wi-Fi is wireless. Right click on that. Go to properties. Go to your IPv4. Click on it. and then hit properties again, and it's going to bring it up. And this is where you're going to set, if you don't want to use a DHCP address, dynamic hosts something protocol. I don't even remember it. I'm not an IT guy, but that's when your IP address is dynamic. It moves around. If you wanted to use a static one, you have to click this button and give it a static IP address. Just remember, everything has to be on the same network. Your third set of numbers at 192.168.0, that .0 is your network. The .1 or .11 after that, that's the actual address of the device. But everything has to be that .0 or that third set of numbers. So keep that in mind. If you don't have everything on that with the same third set of numbers, you're not on the same network and you won't be able to talk. But I don't do that in mine. Like I said, mine is set in my router itself. So that's how mine stays .11. And I can show you how I did that in my router when we get to that point. But just to kind of explain that, this is a very useful tool right here too, this CMD prompt. When you're working on the Ethernet or Wi-Fi, especially with your devices, to see if you're getting one, seeing one, you want to do ping. Do your ping space 0.5. Let's see if we see our see, there's our PLC. If it didn't reply, this would say destination host unreachable up here. It wouldn't give you all of the seconds that it went through. These are the 4 different pings it sent to it. Packets, I mean. And see, there's your 4 sent, 4 received. All right, let's ping my HMI. Just to show you how to do it again. Ping space 192.168.0.6. Okay, there's my HMI. Oops, for some reason I got to request timeout on that one. Let's try it again. Oh, there it goes. It did it after that. Okay. Excuse me. Allergies are killing me. Okay, I want to show you now that you know how to do that. Ping is a very, very useful tool on here. Command prompt period is a very useful tool on your computer. You need to learn how to use it because it'll help you out a lot. Okay, I'm going to show you. I'm going to try to put these programs somehow to where you can get to them. So y'all can download them at will if you want. This is a machine I'm actually working on at work. That's why it says 506 lath line. And this is the PLC actual program for it that I'm working on. It's not complete, and I haven't messed with it in a while actually because it's a very long drawn out project and I just haven't had time to mess with it. I'm just using this for a real good example to do the web control on it. Okay, so you know I've got some different pages on here I'm working on. There's some analog inputs, some pop-up pages. This is going to be an alarm log. I haven't put it on there yet. And this is our main screen. Basically a set of stack lights here that are going to light up when certain things happen in the machine, whether it's running, whether it's idle, whether it's got a maintenance call on it, and blah, 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 blah. I'm probably going to set that machine up where it shoots an email to supervisors if they've set more than 5 minutes or whatever also, you know, so the supervisor sees an email if the machine's been down so they can start asking questions why it's idle and stuff. What have you. Anyways, here's the PLC program. Let's start with HMI. I'm going to show you, make sure you know how to go in there and set your IP addresses, okay? Let's go to configuration first. Go to project, your communication. And now remember, all of this has to be downloaded over USB, not over Ethernet. If you try, this won't work if you download it over Ethernet. You have to change your IP addresses over USB first because it's not going to communicate Ethernet because you don't have the IP addresses set yet. So if you're having trouble and you have a Cat5 cable with RJ45s plugged into your computer to your PLC and you can't get it to download, that's why. It's because you haven't set the IP addresses yet via USB cable. Okay, this one's already set up, of course, but I'm going to walk you through what the setup is in it. Okay, here's Ethernet. You click on that where the little dash is, and it takes a little getting used to navigating around all this stuff. I miss stuff on it all the time. I sit here and pull my hair out. How come my machine's not communicating? Then I'll go back and it'll be some dumb little thing I forgot to do. So you got to kind of get used to navigating around, and it takes a little bit. There's a little bit to it. Okay, this right here, use the following address. I'm not giving this a DHCP. I want my HMI 2B192.168.0. That's my network. .6. .6 is my identifier for my HMI. That's the name of my HMI in the LAN world, local area network. That's what this is, a local area network that we're talking with right now. Anytime you have everything connected inside of one office or one home or whatever, that's usually your local area network. Anything outside of that's a wide area network or WAN. That's when you're having to use a different IP address to gain access to it. Anyways, this is where you set that at. Remember, my computer, my PC is 0.11, so this is 0.6. It has to be on that same network, that 0. Okay. Communication driver, make sure you have Ethernet picked and Idec right here. There is one that says RS-232. I've shown you before. It's default when it comes up, so don't leave it on that. Make sure you go to Ethernet. Okay, communication driver network. You're going to want to go here. See, this one says 1.5. Can't be 1.5. It won't communicate if it's 1.5. Okay, and to change it, you're just going to go right here, make it a 0. Hit OK. 1.5. I'll pull it back up, make sure it's stuck. .5. Okay. Now I would have to upload this or download this into my PLC, my HMI now via Ether or USB to make that stick. I've already put it in there 0.5. You'll see in a minute. So I'm not going to do it again. All right. Over here, you want to go to web server. Make sure use system web page and use custom web page. These are two different web pages. The system web page is the one that Idec has for you already incorporated into this. The custom web page is the one you build. So if you want to use, and honestly, I didn't even know about this one. I never paid attention to this until a couple of days ago. I was on, started looking at the how to do the web page better on here. And I got on the forum, Idec forum, PLC forum. A guy named Shane on there got back to me and told me how to go on here and use this system web page. And honestly, when you see it, the system web page is so much easier. You do not have to build it. It is an exact mirror of your PLC HMI or your HMI. I haven't played around with it a whole lot yet, but to me it looks like it's a whole lot easier. There's nothing to build. If you're trying to mirror your HMI, this is the best way to do it because it looks identical to it. So make sure that's enabled. Control and monitor. If you want to be able to control your PLC through it, or monitor only if you're only wanting to see what goes on. And it gives you the option to kick people off anyways when you go on the web page. I'll show you, but make sure you know all that, okay? We'll get out of there. Okay, now this is our PLC. Let's go to online. We'll go set up. Go up here to Ethernet. Make sure we have that .0 there. The identifier for my PLC is 5. This is my network 0 inside of my office. That has to be the same as everything else. If this is not 0, or say your HMI and your PLC have two different numbers here, they're not going to talk to each other. Okay. How many minutes am I to this video here? 14 minutes. Okay. I'm going to try to keep this one short because the next one we're going to have to go into is going to be a little longer too. Okay, anyways, now we'll close out of this stuff here. But this, just so you know, this is exactly what's on my HMI right now. This is what's on my HMI. And I put this program on. I put them on there. Y'all can fiddle around with them if you want. If I can figure out how to put it on there where you can get to it. You can ask me questions. Like I have this Espanol button on here. That way, if somebody hits this and they can't speak English, it's actually going to convert all of these tags on here to Spanish for them. We have a bunch of hardworking people in our plant that don't speak real good English. They're trying. They speak English, just not real well. So it's easier on them to learn a little, you know, for me to let them get it in Spanish and so they learn their English good. So makes a more efficient worker. Anyhow, we'll close out of that. Okay, now the best, I'm going to show you what the difference is. This is Internet Explorer. Here, let's open this up. Let me close that. All right, I'm going to type in the web page 192.168.0.6. That's my HMI. All right, username by default is USER, no password. I'll show you where to set that up in HMI here in a minute if you do want to put a password on, which would be a good idea if you're going to do it out of the internet or the wide area network. Click OK. But now it's going to show it on Internet Explorer. Yesterday it wouldn't do it. Anyways, so I guess it's going to do it like it's supposed to now. Anyway, you can go right here, monitor. There's our web page. Okay. I can't do anything on it because it's monitor. Okay, so you know the buttons are pushing. All right, if I go up here to control, it's going to pull it up again. It gives you different options up here. You can speed it up a little bit by dropping your resolution. And this is where you can kick out other clients that are on it if you don't want them messing with it while you're on it or even looking at it. See, like I'm going to do a maintenance call. See, now it's making my maintenance light flash on my stack light. Okay, I can go my forward buttons to my other maintenance reset. This is not a fancy PLC program by any means, but it's still under the works. So anyways, you see how you can monitor it all. So hopefully, this to me blows my mind. Yesterday when I was playing with this, I could not get Internet Explorer to work for anything like this. All I could get was the custom web page. Detailed information. This tells you everything about your PLC. Pretty much got the model number, got your IP address of it and subnet mask. Now let's see. I'm gonna try it. Maybe his Edge I couldn't get it to pull up on. No, Edge is working now too. That blows my mind. Anyways, here's the one I was using because it worked without flaw. Firefox. Now I usually use Internet Explorer, but I started playing around with them and I finally found Firefox would work. So I would say this one is probably going to be stable because the other two did not work as well for some reason. Or maybe it's just a glitch I had. I don't know. 192.168.0.6. That's my HMI IP address. User and OK. Control. There we are. Maintenance call. And these are just momentaries. That's why you're not seeing them lighting up. If I went into my HMI and actually made these to where they were toggles or something like that, toggles or sets and resets, these would stay lit up. But you can see the light blinking. That's the main thing. You know I am, and you can hear my PLC beeping in the background probably. You hear it where I'm touching HMI. I'm using the key on the computer. I'm not touching the HMI, but it's actually operating the HMI. Okay, see, what was I going to show you? Lost my mind already here. Let's see. There was something I was going to show. Oh, well, maybe we'll think about it on the next video. But I'll try to get these on. If I can figure out a way to get these two programs on for y'all to mess around with them. And like I say, there's a few things on if you have questions how to do, like the text manager for Spanish to English or, you know, whatever, how I did some of these. I think these are all like other bit buttons. So it's been a while since I've messed with this program, but that's a word button. That's a word button because it's a LDR 000, and that's why it is. That's what actually tells my text manager to go from English to Spanish. It changes these words. Here, let's see. Let me go back to. I'll show you. It should do it on here. No, I don't want to make it 192.168.0.6. See, changed everything to Spanish. All right, if I click, and see how that one lit up. Now there's lag time because this is through the Ethernet. You're going to have lag time, especially you start going hundreds of miles across the country through the outer web, talking to your PLC. You're going to have some lag. There's no way around that. So you need to actually think about that before you start controlling a machine. Controlling your house and controlling a machine that can hurt somebody, two different things. So keep that in mind. You don't want to be turning off and on a machine in a plant from 50 miles away without seeing it. I mean, you want some kind of a visual monitor or something to where you can see, and some kind of a personnel control before you start doing things like that. You got to really think that through so you don't get somebody hurt, in other words. But anyhow, that'll give you something to think about. So just leave me some notes or whatever if you want to have some questions, and I'll do my best to get back with you. In the next one, I'm going to try to move on into port forwarding. I'm going to show you how to get from the outer web to the inner web. That way, if you were to try to do something like mine in my office here, if I want to turn my lights on or my exhaust fan outside on in my shop or whatever, I can do it from, the company I work at, or I can do it from mother-in-law's house in Bend, Oregon, or wherever I want to. But we'll move in that next time. Thanks for looking at my channel. Subscribe. Make sure you go onto Idec USA. Go to their Idec PLC forums. Subscribe to their forum. They need more traffic on there. Lots of good people on there with good information. And if you get you an Idec PLC, wear out their Idec support. Those guys are really smart and they're pretty good. If they don't have the answer, they will find the answer and get back to you on it. They're good people. But anyways, thanks for watching.